The $15 minimum wage is a battle that's still waging, and I'm down for it, folks. I want all the smoke. $15 minimum wage, it seems like a no-brainer. Still, we're having to explain it. It's been a while since I talked about Joy Reid of MSNBC. But let's have that conversation, Johnson. Here goes Joy Reid talking to Representative Karen Bass out of California about the $15 minimum wage and Joe Manchin and other stuff. Check it out.
The absolute worst. But this argument that he keeps making that somehow working class people reject the idea of getting $15 an hour. Have you met many of these truck drivers and working class Americans who are like, no, I don't want $15 an hour. Pay me less.
First of all, Joy, truck drivers make a whole lot more than $15 an hour. Average truck driver starts off at $35,000 and goes up to like $90,000. That's the hood break them off point. Like you don't know that truck drivers are like in the hood. That's like the thing to be, Johnson, a truck driver. I mean, you got a bid in every state and you got nothing but the interstate. Man, it's a great thing, Johnson. Maybe you want to pick something more basic, like, Walmart worker, McDonald's worker, daycare worker, nursing worker, regular jobs. But hey, you're in a bubble, you're rich, you don't know what the fuck. You don't know what you're talking about. I digress. Let's keep going, guys.
These truck drivers and working class Americans who are like, no, I don't want $15 an hour. Pay me less.
I have never met anybody that said that, and he is speaking those words just like a wealthy elite. I don't think he would know a working class person if he was sitting next to one. So it is ridiculous. Frankly, in some states, $15 an hour is not even enough. And California has been in the process of raising the minimum wage for quite a while, and guess what? Our economy is doing.
I do like Karen Bass, don't get me wrong, but Karen Bass, we all know this is a federal minimum wage. All states don't have to go lock and step with this. It would influence states, but it is federal. So let's keep the party going, Johnson. But just remember. All right.
Okay, obviously took a hit from COVID, but it is not ruining life, the quality of life in California to raise the minimum wage.
Steny Hoyer, your majority leader in the House of Representatives, Democratic majority leader in the House, has said that, he says that the $15 minimum wage should happen in the near future. He says that the House will take up a bill to try to do that. What does that mean specifically? Do you foresee a standalone bill to try to get the $15 wage through?
I do see a standalone bill.
Sounds like sounds like the Democrats are ready to call it a quits on getting it into the relief package, doesn't it? Yep, that's what it sounds like, Johnson. I don't know. Sounds like somebody ain't willing to fight like hell. Remember Ron Clancy, fight like hell to get near attending into the administration and the cabinet. But they're not going to fight like hell to get this into the bill. All righty then, Johnson.
However, throughout the year, there will be many significant pieces of legislation that we have to pass, and maybe there's a way to join the minimum wage to another significant piece of legislation. So we'll just have to wait and see. But the most important thing is that we're not. Yeah. The most important thing is that we're not going to stop the fight until we get it done.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. And then we wind up back in the United States Senate. What do you make of Joe Manchin's claim that he essentially has a veto? He has declared for himself a veto over Joe Biden's cabinet. He's decided that he doesn't like near attendance tweets, therefore she may not have a job in the administration. He's decided he doesn't like the minimum wage being $15 an hour, even though there are a lot of poor folks in his state that I'll bet would love to make the kind of money that he and his daughter, who's a health CEO, make. They make lots and lots of money. I bet lots of people in his state would like to have it, but he said, nope, you can't have that. He's also raised questions about Deb Haaland, another woman of color who Republicans don't seem to like having women of color get cabinet spots, and men of color as well. He seems to be standing in the way of a lot.
Whoa, Johnson. Whoa. First of all, Joy, talking about somebody's social media or online activity may stop them from getting a job as if, oh my God, like Like she's not the one who almost lost her damn cushy-ass MSNBC job for what, Johnson? Tweets. Tweets and blog posts that she made on her own blog. It almost sank her career. All teary-eyed, look like you about to cry. And now she doesn't understand what happened to Neera Tanden. Joy Reid, what happened to you wasn't racial. You made a bunch of homophobic comments, calling people gay like in a negative way because you said they were gay. And somehow you convinced the world that it was hackers. You know, so I don't know. They somehow saw fit to overlook all your transgressions. People have been canceled for far less than what you did. In fact, Kevin Hart lost the Emmys or the Oscars, announcing of the Oscars for comments he made years ago that were worse or less offensive than yours, and he's a comedian. So don't talk to us about the Democratic Party is somehow so super duper racist. Now, I don't like Joe Manchin. He's not my guy. As I stated, he's a Barney Rubble looking motherfucker, and I don't trust him. But the bottom line is this. You can't call a guy a racist just because he won't confirm Neera Tanden. What's he got against Asian women anyway, or Indian women? I don't know. Maybe just he doesn't like Neera Tanden because he doesn't like Neera Tanden. He gave you a reason. It's her damn tweets. And this other person, I don't know this person's name, never heard of him, so I'll just keep moving from here.
Do you think at this point Democrats like him are as much an issue as Republicans?
Well, I don't think so, no. I don't think there's any way you can compare him to Republicans and the way they have stopped everything. But I certainly hope that he gets with the program, especially with the $15 minimum wage, because I know the wages in West Virginia are low, and so it's sad to think that he would stand and block that.
If the Republicans, which I don't doubt, I don't think there are 10 of them, but let's just say there were 10 magically who showed up and said, we'll buckle and we'll go to $10 or $12 an hour. Would you advise your colleagues in the Senate to go for that?
No, $10 and $12 an hour are not livable wages. We need to have the $15 minimum wage, and that is a minimum wage. I would also like to see it indexed so we wouldn't have to fight this fight every few years. You know, it's been years since the minimum wage has been raised.
Yeah, Johnson, I like Karen Bass. Now, Karen Bass was once upon a time considered to be a potential running mate for Joe Biden, and I think she would have been a far cry better than Kamala Harris. Karen Bass is actually progressive, and when was the last time you saw Kamala Harris come out and talk about the minimum wage at all in this issue? Where's she been, Johnson? Maybe she's been out there, I just don't see it. I haven't seen her making the rounds. Fighting a good fight, you know, those progressive values that she talked about, that she campaigned on when she was campaigning before she called Joe Biden a bigot, you know, before that. Anyway, give it up for Karen Bass, y'all. $15 minimum wage. We'll see what the Democrats do about this. Sounds like they want to tie it into another bill, another piece of legislation to make the Republicans have to go along with it. It's politics, Johnson.
Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Don't be fooled by corporate media talking heads misleading the people. Get your news and information from an entity that keeps it real. Tim Black. Tim Black is the host of The Tim Black Show. Independent news that leaves you informed, inspired, and sometimes entertained, but always in the know. Go to TimBlackTV.com and sign up today. The Tim Black Show is news for people who can't stand the news. See you there.